in this question we see that they have given us the area of the semicircle and they now want us to find the length of the radius. Another variation of the question could be that they will ask for us to find the value of the diameter, in which case we would find the value of the radius and simply double it. Now, what we need to look at in this question is, if we know the value of the area of the full semicircle, then we would know the area of a full circle of the same radius. Because if we know the area of, and excuse my not so very accurate circle, but imagine that's a full circle, then all we need to do is double this number and we would get the area of a full circle. So if we do 307.876 multiplied by 2, we would get 615.752. Now that would be the area of this entire circle. And if we go back to how we found out the area in the first place, we would have done pi times radius squared. And that pi times radius squared would be 615.752. So now we've got to work backwards. If we have the radius and the radius squared and pi multiplied by each other, we simply need to solve the equation and get r, which is the radius, by itself. So we don't want the pi and we don't want the squared, so we've got to undo everything. And just like we do when we're solving equations, we work backwards and we do the inverse of each step. So the first thing we're going to get rid of is the pi. So because it's multiplied by pi at the moment, we're going to do divide by pi, and remember we have to do it on both sides. So on this side all we're left with is the radius squared, and on this side we're going to do 615.752 divided by pi. So you can leave it like that for now because we're going to put this into our calculator, or you can work out the answer and then write the new answer there if you want to. I prefer to leave it like this at the moment because then all I need to do is simply type in the whole thing into my calculator and I will get the answer straight away. Okay, now we need to undo the squared. The inverse of squaring something is square rooting something. So we're going to square root on both sides to get rid of that squared. So on the left hand side of the equal sign we're going to be left with the radius on its own, which is what we want. And now this is very important, we have to square root the whole side, which means whatever we've got on the right hand side is going to be under a square root symbol. And so that is what you're going to type into your calculator, and that is the answer that we want. And if you type that into your calculator, we will get 13.999, and it goes on for quite a bit. 13.9, there's a few nines after that. Now you can leave your answer like that, but if the answer is, if you are required to give the answer to one decimal place or rounding it to the nearest number and so on, you would do that. So I'm going to round this to the nearest number, and that would be 14 centimeters. So that is the value of my radius. And just a reminder, like I did at the beginning, if they asked us for the diameter, all we need to do is take this radius and double it. So the diameter would be 28 centimeters, but they've not asked us for that. That's just a little bit of a reminder. This is actually our answer.